hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Okay, we got a couple of little announcements. We're supposed to be a repeat last time. Oop, there was nothing saved in the library. Our bad. So something got put in our place instead, but we're back. We're going to have 2 more shows in April. Well, this is one of them. Another show in April, 2 more shows in May, 2 more shows in June. And then we'll see what happens after that as we're getting renewed for our 32nd year. Yeah, we made it. Now, a quick announcement. Somebody... Well, a couple of people have been writing, what happened to your Godzilla community? What happened to your blog page? You didn't do any updates. Google made an announcement about a couple of months ago. Nobody took it seriously. I didn't. And a couple of weeks they said, listen, we're going to be serious. We're going to pull the plug on everything. What? And I managed at the last minute to say a really great thank you to all the Godzilla fans for the Godzilla community that I set up on Google+. Google+ was their version of Facebook. It didn't go off the ground. Wasn't as popular as people thought it would, especially Google thought it was going to be big. It wasn't. And instead of having people time to save, they just pulled the plug, really. And April 1st, I said, okay, you don't believe us? We're pulling the plug. And the Godzilla community, boom, disappeared. So did my blog.
Like the Thanos snap.
Exactly. Okay, so, that's what's happened with that. So, announcement is, we're on YouTube, okay? And then... a lot of people have been really pushing us to do more video. We used to have the blog. Okay, that's a lot of typing. I was doing a lot of movie reviews in between the live shows, right? Every other week that we don't go on, we try to catch up. Then I also had a podcast last year. And what that company, I won't mention any names, what they did was you need to make space on your drive so you can have more free capacity, more gigabytes for free, or you have to charge you $30 a month. So I put everything on an external drive. And I got washed out thanks to Hurricane Maria. I lost the drive. I lost all the radio shows. That ended that. And everybody said, Frank, we don't want to see you typing. We don't want to see you. We don't want to hear you on the headphones on your podcast. We want to see you guys live. We are live. What we're going to do is, here it is. Now, my Instagram page. I don't know. Can you see the little Japanese eyeball? I'll put that up next time. Anyway, that is my logo. That is my branding. That is my franchise. It has to do with music. But what's going to happen is, in between these shows, in the case we can't make it on the Saturday, we're going to have little snippets of video right on Instagram. A nice free platform. So how you get to it? Just go to Google. Yeah, enemy of the friend of the enemy, whatever you want to call it. Just type in Google. Type in Videoland Express, and then you will see my name, Frankie-san. It's like 3rd or 4th below when you Google search. It comes right on up. It says, I'm Frankie-san from the host of Videoland Express, and I'm Instagram. Click here. Just 3 simple steps, and boom, you'll find that page right there. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. Videoland Express is already on YouTube, and we're hooking up with Instagram, and that's the only 2 places you're going to find us. No more going over there, going over here, there, whatever. It's too much of a mess, and I was wasting a lot of time. So, from the top of the show,
also tell them about our subscriber numbers.
I'm Frankie-san. This is Mark.
Yes.
Now he's going to explain things about YouTube. Go ahead.
All I was going to say was our subscriber numbers are going up.
And that's
thanks to you. Thanks to the viewers out there.
And thanks to Google for them pulling the plug in the Godzilla community and shutting off the blogger page. People are just going directly into YouTube. So
that's great. Thank you, Google.
Yeah, so indirectly they did us a favor,
yes.
Okay?
Even though they own YouTube, too.
That's a most ironic thing, huh?
Yep.
Go figure.
Yep.
That's corporations nowadays.
Yep.
But anyway, we got a bunch of movie reviews. Mm-hmm. Let's start off with the big 800-pound gorilla in the room. But first, I just want to say something about the box office, okay? Real quick. Okay, so, Shazam, I can never say that right.
Shazam!
There you go. You got the T-shirt. He saw the movie, I didn't. So
Black Adam.
Okay, it's going to clear $50 million, which is not too bad. Pet Cemetery is coming in 2nd place. A remake of the original. It's coming in $25 million. Dumbo is tanking, okay? I got nothing good to say about that. And another, number 4, Us, the horror movie. Stupid, dumb, idiotic. I was bored out of my skull. And dumb concept cloning. Okay.
Why don't you tell us what you really think?
Okay. And 5th place is already Captain Marvel, $365 million. Some people are still in denial. That saying it's a great movie. The movie still sucks. I saw it the 2nd time. It was worse.
You're making some powerful enemies there, my friend.
That I don't care. I 31 years in there. I don't care. Okay, but it is crossing $1 billion. So, from the top, Captain Marvel, just a little recap from the last show. I didn't think much of the movie. I tried to see it again. Maybe I was bored. Maybe I wasn't in a good mood. Maybe I was
paying attention.
Yeah, and then I saw it the second time and said, "Oh God, this is worse." I'm sorry, it's not a good movie. Not very well written, very well directed, and I'm sticking to my guns. It was like it's like
just like threw it there, and let's just throw it there because you just have to throw it. Of course, it's an origin story. Like most people hate origin stories, and now you know why. Next time, think about it. Nobody cares. Just put on a costume, and that's all I want to see. I don't want to hear about an origin stories. They're awful. And if anyone tells me the story of Spider-Man again, I'm gonna kick them.
Yeah. Who's playing the villain? Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal, right?
I said that he would have been the perfect Joker. They should have scooped him up for Joker, but now it's too late. They scooped him up for what's it called, Ministro?
I think Ministro, yeah.
Something like that. I'm sorry for the name complications.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I confused with that the villain with Mysterio.
Yeah, it's Mysterio. Yeah, Mysterio.
Is it Mysterio?
Yes, it's Mysterio.
Okay, because Bruce Campbell was supposed to do that.
Yes, he was.
On the Sam Raimi versions.
Yes.
Spider-Man number 4 was supposed to be Mysterio and another villain. And Tobey Maguire came out, I need $40 million and I need time off in between the film shoot to take care of my daughter, go to school.
I thought it was going to hurt his back.
And Sony just said, fuck you. They pulled the plug.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I thought it was because he said he hurt his back.
No, that's all bullshit. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so.
But I was saying how he would have been the perfect Joker. DC should have picked him up. But now, guess what? Have you seen the trailers for the new Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
I got friends who worked in the film.
Yes, sir.
And they knew it's going to stink.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Let's start putting up the bets.
Uh-huh.
How many chances you give that? Like, what are the odds for that succeeding to that tanking completely?
Well, first of all, it's DC, so it's cursed. Okay? It is cursed.
Hey, Wonder Woman did well. Aquaman did well. And our buddy here, Shazam.
Is doing well, yeah, but the funny thing is that they're not top tier names. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I mean, like Suicide Squad did okay, but Batman versus Superman really tanked considering the
money,
budget.
Though. That's the funny part. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, I liked it, except for that one Martha line. If they wouldn't have done that Martha line, I think I would have seen past a lot of it.
Most of the movie, I had a problem with that bullet. They concentrated so much time on that bullet. I don't know why. But okay, let's forget about that.
Okay.
Let's talk DC. Let's talk Shazam. Since you went out of the way, wear that T-shirt. That's a cool looking
Yes,
T-shirt.
sir. It's Shazam. It's the character The Rock's going to be playing in the next origin film of Black Adam.
Okay. So what do you think about the movie?
I thought it was an enjoyable ride. It was wonderful. It really worked out for me. And this what do you call it? Superman was supposed to spoiler folks that they had this whole beef with what was his name, Campbell, that he was supposed to make an appearance and he refused to make an appearance in this movie, and because of that they were thinking about kicking him out because they said, "Oh, you're gonna give us a hard time, huh?"
Who was that?
The one who was supposed to play, the one who plays Superman. He was supposed to make an appearance in Shazam.
Oh, Henry Cavill?
Yeah, Henry Cavill. He was supposed to make an appearance in Shazam, and I think he refused or he wanted a lot of money. There was this whole thing go back and forth, and then they said, "Okay, pal, I guess you're not going to be playing Superman anymore." And then there's the whole thing on the internet going back and forth. No, I still want to play Superman because he still wants the payday. No, I still want it. No, I don't think so. I don't think you're really that hungry for it because you don't want to make an appearance on Shazam.
I mean, it takes 2 days to do a cameo on a major production. I mean,
but it was all about the money. He was all about the. Folks, we have to understand these actors. It's not. We can't say it's like, oh, they do it like they say with baseball. It's a love of the game. That thing left a long time ago. Especially here, people want to make cha-ching.
Well, it's not, and believe it or not, it's not only the actors. A lot of times it's the managers and the agents because they get a commission. Also, don't forget,
Nice.
I'm going to put. Let me put a figure out there. Okay,
Yes, sir.
let's say an actor makes
20 million?
No, let's say I'm going to round it off. This is the reason why. 12 million. Okay, 4 million right off the bat. He don't see taxes. So anytime you see an actor saying, "I'm going to get 12 or 15 or 20 million," for 1/3 goes to taxes. So forget about that. So no
200%,
actor,
huh?
right? So we're down to 8 million. Out of that 8 million, agents, managers, personal business manager, expenses. Somebody like Julie Roberts, she wants her own personal hairdresser, the makeup and all that. Yeah, that's another 4 million.
Oosh.
So out of 12 million, an actor actually takes home 4.
Whoa.
So that's why they push the money to the limit.
So they got to stop buying those mansions and those islands, like Johnny Depp.
And Nicolas Cage, yeah.
Stop buying those islands, those Elephant Man bones in that theme park.
Also, you have to understand this. Those actors, they're the 1% of the big pyramid. Okay, me being a background actor, we're in the bottom of the cesspool over there.
So you're saying you're never going to see that 1 million?
Yeah, you could. Anybody could. I mean,
I'm saying as a background actor.
No, you start as a background actor, then you start moving up, of course.
Of course, but I'm saying as a background actor, I never see that.
No, of course not. You only see one. There's only 1%. In the industry that makes that much money. You'd be surprised. Most actors are lucky to be working. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to be starring in not starring, but I'm going to be in a new HBO production and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
I forget the title because I just got the announcement this morning.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
But I'll be in the background. Maybe you're lucky. Don't. The joke is, don't blink or you'll miss me. I mean, but people did find me in the deuce.
It's like looking for Waldo.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to background actors.
Yeah, but I was seeing the what do you call it? Not to deviate from the topic that we're talking about, Shazam, but it's a good movie. You're either going to see it or you're not going to see it. Whatever I say is not going to sway your decision. So that's why we're talking about other topics in between. But the basic overall, we'll come back to this, right? We'll come back to this in the end. But like Quentin Tarantino was saying the same thing you were saying, how these actors in Hollywood are making so much money and that they expect him to make so much money as one of these superhero films that it's becoming harder and harder for him to make movies anymore. And I remember this thing a long time ago. He said he's only going to make 10 films, and then that's it, folks.
Yeah.
And his last movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he wanted to make this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio jumped in. He said it's fine. They were having problem producing it, getting the money together, this, that, and the other. Leonardo DiCaprio cut his pay down to $10 million.
Wow.
What a pay cut.
What a big sacrifice there.
I know. But still, it's like he had to sacrifice it, and then he was going to walk away from the production because he didn't see anything happen for the last 4 years. And then out of nowhere, Quentin got a lucky break that Brad Pitt agreed to be in the film.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Leo said, hey, I never did a movie with this guy, so I'm going to stay in.
Okay.
And then it saved the production. And Quentin said, yeah, sometimes you need 2 guys to push along a production. Sometimes if a Leonardo DiCaprio can't do it, boom, out of nowhere you need a Brad Pitt. You need 2 main guys to help push along that film.
A good example is The Irishman with Bobby De Niro, Al Pacino, and some of the guys from The Goodfellas, directed by Martin Scorsese, which has to do with the mob guy. What was it, the guy that never found his body? I forgot his name. There was a movie on it.
Oh, are we talking about The Irishman, or are we talking about the union boss leader of the Teamsters?
Jimmy Hoffa, but The Irishman was connected with the story about Jimmy Hoffa disappearing. Oh, okay. So the story is about the Irishman who had a connection.
And the movie's called Kill the Irishman, right?
It was The Irishman, now it's Kill the Irishman. It's based on a book. But anyway, the whole big thing about that production is the aging the actors, which it did with Iron Man, they did it with the X-Men. Yes. Because these guys they're all in the 70s, yes, but when they have flashbacks, they're going to be in the 50s. The CG alone has pushed the production to 175 million. Now you got top name actors. Netflix had to go in and save the production because they wanted to push it into the movie theaters, which they're going to premiere for 1 weekend in the movie theaters. But now Netflix is bailing out. Wow. What's happening with the movie companies? They're shrinking, and they're all depending on comic book movies. Yes. Everything else.
Yeah, comic book, because that's your big money. Because you can guarantee a board of directors who are investing from different countries that you're going to make $1 billion. But Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, or one of these other directors, they can't promise, Ridley Scott, they can't promise $1 billion in the next film they make. They cannot promise it, so they cannot get funding.
Who else said that he quit but he came back? Steven Soderbergh. the High Flying Bird, the movie about the basketball team, basketball star, all done on an Apple camera and stuff like that.
That's it.
And Netflix picked it up. It's now a lot of these directors. That's what's happening. You heard the argument with Steven Spielberg. It said, "Oh, he doesn't want Netflix." To premiere the movies and close the window because it's supposed to be theatrical. Don't forget,
theaters are dying.
Yeah, it's a dying industry.
Things are changing,
Yeah, I mean, how many everybody who goes on the train and you see somebody watching a TV show, a movie on the train during rush hour.
Yes, and an airplane. I was just telling Frank that I went to Argentina. If anyone wants to hear about my story, I could get a little bit at the end about how I was, screwed over in Argentina. And duty free. Be careful with duty free, man. It's a scam.
Okay.
So I saw 6 movies, 6 Oscar award-winning films on my trip to Argentina. 3 going and 3 coming. Creed, Apollo Creed 2. Rocky, Apollo Creed 2. The Royale, Good Times at the Royale. The Green Book. Bohemian Rhapsody. It was funny. I saw like 6 Oscar award-winning films
and they
on
weren't
an
worth
airplane.
It. And they weren't worth it.
Well, they were good movies. To me, it sort of seemed like they could play well on Netflix.
And that's what's happening. Okay, let's do some movie reviews. Okay.
Let's get back on board.
Shazam.
Shazam.
I never can say that right, but go ahead. So you liked it. You recommend it.
Yes, I do recommend it.
For me, was it better than Captain Marvel?
Oh, yes, 100%.
I'm satisfied. I didn't think. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think the movie would be a big deal. It's a variation of a kid in an adult's body, like Big with Tom Hanks. But I heard that a lot of it is nostalgia.
They changed it to that because originally Billy Baxter was sort of a child born of depression, and children at that age were already fully grown. I mean, he's an orphan. At the time, he was only like 12 or 13, and he already was like fully matured because in that era of the Depression, children were already carrying guns, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
He was of that era.
They had to grow fast to survive.
Yes, exactly. He was his own parent. There was no fooling around with this kid. He didn't have a joke in his body. But then they modernized it and they made it sort of like Big meets, Tom Hanks.
They made it into a family movie.
Yes, exactly. But originally, it wasn't supposed to be. The guy was impeccable. He already knew what he was supposed to be, and he was like a fully formed adult at his age. And at that age, in the Depression, every time, it would surprise a lot of people. People were like, my father was of that era. People
so
were
was my father,
smoking. Yeah, people already start smoking, drinking at 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
My father was telling me how one kid, he already was starting to have with his girlfriend, he was having a kid.
Yeah.
At that age, 13, 14, 15.
But this is a complete revamp on the story.
They say it's like a 52. It's a new revamp of the 52 DC, and it. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but go see it. You'll enjoy it. I promise you. The commercials don't do it justice. The commercials are not doing it justice.
The
commercials make it look
lame.
terrible. Yeah, the commercial makes it look terrible. It makes even Dr. Savannah, the person he fights in, the commercial makes him look weak and terrible. But if you see him in the movie, it gives him an powerful arc that makes you really want to see it. It makes Savannah look more powerful. Somebody was watching on, they buy collectibles. They showed the collectible in the theater, the person buying the collectible in the Toy Story says, okay, I'm going to buy Shazam because I know the character, but Savannah, I'm not really interested. He goes to see the movie. After he comes back and says, wow, I really like that character, Savannah. He goes back to the comic book store and buys the Savannah. He says, wow, now I like this character too.
Okay.
Because it really punches it out. That commercial does no justice for it. I don't know who cuts it up, but they make it look really terrible. The commercial,
but at least it doesn't have spoilers. How many of these trailers people talking about us doing spoilers?
But that's what they said.
Captain Marvel is in the Endgame commercial. She's supposed to be making a surprise appearance. She's in the trailer already.
Yeah, but they're ruining it in those commercials. They ruin in the trailers. They ruin everything. They let you know that Hawkeye is back, and that's supposed to be a secret. And then they show you that he's a different character, and then they do the action figure. And they give his name in the action figure. Spoiler, they give his name.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's Ronin. He's Ronin. He's not Hawkeye anymore.
Well, the hardcore fans knew that was where they were taking the character.
Yeah, but most of the people didn't know.
Yeah.
So they ruined it right there. They spoiled it right there.
I can't believe Endgame is going to be 3 hours. That is ridiculous.
Well, take a book. Take
a
book.
I don't know if I'm going to last that long. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I mean, everybody comes back. I mean, what's the big surprise? That you know, they unsnap the snap.
Yeah,
okay, and everybody's back.
But the thing is, like, even if you see the action film, if you go to YouTube and people talking about the action figures, they show you all the costumes, all the action superheroes with all their costumes. So they really spoil that. And then they do the second trailer, they spoil that too. So you're right. There's no surprises.
There's no surprises. I mean, you know, and the thing for me is, all the surprises are coming out. What are you going to do for 3 hours? That's going to be a lot of dialogue.
It's similar to what happened to me in Shazam. I was watching it. Some jerk in front of me started playing with his phone. After about an hour and something into it, he had his kid. I had time to turn it off, and I wanted to punch this guy so hard. I had to stop myself. I think this guy has a child. I don't want to hit him. He's bigger than me. I could have knocked him flat out because he's like, he's fat. He probably had no legs. You know, like most boxers who know about the legs. You can knock a guy out. If he has no legs and he's all upper body, he's not getting back up. But he was driving me crazy. At one point, I had to say, "Sir, turn off the phone. It's bothering my." He's like, And then
they get they're all good. Oh, self-righteous.
Yeah. Then after 20 seconds, like after 3 minutes or 4 minutes, he turns the phone on again, and I had to like put my leg in front of it so I don't have to see it. And then I complained to the usher, the manager, and she gave me a free ticket.
Hey,
that was a good part.
Hey, folks, now you know what to do in the theater.
And I
complain about the guy with the phone, get a free ticket.
Yeah, I said to the manager, look, Endgame's coming out in the end of April. If this happens again, I didn't want to hit this guy, but if this happens again, I'm going to hit the next guy. And she said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to get more ushers and make sure that people don't have their phones. So trust me, like you were saying, if it's 3 hours, people are going to do the phone.
They're going to do the phone thing, yep.
And you're going to want to get up there and knock people out.
Okay, past movies. Okay, Dumbo, way too dark, is bombing at the box office. Disney's kind of surprised. They thought it was going to be a bigger deal, considering the budget was $175 million.
No kidding.
The special effects were good. I don't blame Tim Burton directing it. I mean, that's the style of dog. It's a script. There was no humor in the script whatsoever. I mean, I can't recommend it as a family movie. It's really dark, depressing.
Dumbo was a dark, depressing movie.
Yeah.
It was. People look at it. And also, if you see the inclinations in it, it's kind of a bigoted movie, too.
Yeah. Very bigoted.
I was surprised when they didn't want to make it. I'm like, how are they going to represent the crows?
That's right.
Because it was an interpretation of Jim Crow.
Right.
And I'm like, how are they going to interpret that? You know how they interpret it, folks? Spoilers, they got rid of it.
Yeah.
But still, you know? Disney's dark, my friends. People forget Disney's a dark path. Because I think Walt Disney was trying to show you that it was for adults, and they were trying to say not everything is roses and cotton candy and pink unicorns.
People go see a Disney movie to forget about the reality of how dark reality is, the real life, okay?
Yeah, and it's dark.
You want to be,
Bambi's mother got shot.
Here's a movie that should not be remade, and that is Bambi. They should not even go near that.
I thought you would say Aladdin.
Aladdin? No, Aladdin, it's already got the green flag. I mean, it's going to come out this year. Will Smith.
I thought you were going to say they shouldn't have remade Aladdin.
Then most of the stuff should not be remade. A Lion King, I don't see the point to that, you know?
Money.
Of course, well, we know that. But I'm saying none of these movies should be remade. Leave the classics the way it is. But one movie that should not be made is Bambi. How are you going to get around
the shooting of Bambi's mother?
Yeah. Bambi's mother gets blown away. How are you going to explain that to a 4-year-old when you take him to the theater?
Yeah, when I saw it as a child, it really...
They blew her friggin' head off for crying aloud. Guts all over the place.
You didn't see, you just heard the blast.
But you know what happened, okay?
Like Quentin Tarantino says, if you don't see it, it's even harder to stomach.
Exactly.
Oh, we got only 3 minutes left.
Okay, so what's some of the movies? Triple Frontier. With Ben Affleck, a lot of bad reviews. We both enjoyed it. We got a kick out of it. It was really good. The cinematography was excellent. The camera work really good.
Beautiful story.
There is some plot points. It's kind of like how convenient that was, you know, and what an easy opportunity that little situation was. Yeah, there is little tidbits, but overall the movie it's really good.
You see, that's what I think about Ben Affleck is solid when he writes a script that's grounded. when he doesn't go when he doesn't do like a Rambo. You know what happened? Like they said, the follies with Cobra was that Stallone by that time thought too much of himself. That's why that movie was more Hollywood than something grounded in reality.
Like the Rocky movies.
Yes.
And the last one, okay, because the big money maker, of course, Bohemian Rhapsody, there's a rumor that they're going to have a sequel, His Last Dying Days. Well, that should be really fun to see.
Why didn't Disney make it?
My favorite movie of the year right now is better than Bohemian Rhapsody. It's called The Dirt, the movie about Motley Crue playing on Netflix. I give it a 5 out of 5. If you ever read the book, the scene about Nikki Sixx and Japan getting busted and drugs and everything like that is not in the movie because of the budget. I guess they couldn't afford to go to Japan.
Well, they can't fake it? They can't fake that they're in Japan?
Apparently they didn't want to do it. And then the scene, Mel Gibson was hanging out with the crew one last weekend. I wonder that he got divorced. But that's a lot of the stuff in the book is not in the movie. And a lot of fans, said, the movie's disappointing. See the movie for what it is. I mean, the opening scene is Nikki Sixx is going down on a girl, and that's how the movie opens up. I'm going, whoa! And from that point on, I definitely recommend it. They stick to the good details. It shows you the death of his daughter, point on, when him and his friend dies in a car crash, and Vince near the singer lives, but his friend doesn't. The way they showed that, they depicted, I thought it was excellent. There's a lot of highlights in the movie. I definitely recommend it. Some scenes were made up. One scene, guy said, listen, I punched this guy out, but it never really happened. He tells you right in the film. He breaks the fourth wall, told, I am Dak McGee, I'm the manager of Kiss and all these other bands. At that time, he wasn't managing Kiss. A little, slip up like that. I said, well, I punched this guy out, but it really didn't happen. So they kind of fill in some of the plot points.
Oh, we got less than 60 seconds.
Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in.
Yes. And I was saying Guns N' Roses would make a good movie type to make his
they should do that next.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses, because it's the most tragic story and about the band breaking up.
All about
we got
greed.
20 seconds. Greed. Remember greed? And when what do you call it? Axl tried to come back when he did that MTV thing and he sang and he sounded horrible. And they had the streamers come down and nobody was applauding. Adios.
See you in 2 weeks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, that's a wrap.
Salute.
All right. That went by pretty quick. Anything we didn't cover? The TV shows, but that's okay. We get that in next time. Because the movie is not going to come out. Endgame's not going to